Star
Hey, CD,
Trek Scouts. What? I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone. I'm busy
are you
coloring over
ready?
here.
It's asteroid blasting time.
On it like a vomit comet.
Treksploration.
Woo! Star Trek Scouts! Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
Wow! Another exciting episode of Star Trek Scouts. This time, it was the chalk.
I think this one goes deeper than the first two. Have we done two or three so far? I think two, right? Two. This is number
I
three.
think two, maybe three.
I
Yeah,
think
we did the
three.
trailer and two
We
episodes.
did the trailer in two episodes. This is our fourth
So this is
episode,
number
but the
three for us, the chalk.
third episode proper of our four
Chalk.
episodes. You got us for three episodes. Yes, this is the chalk
Three
episode. We saw this one in the trailer. So this is
Yeah,
the
so
last
it
of
was a little
the
bit spoiled.
the last of the trailer teases, I guess, right?
But we really didn't know, like, if it was, like, a benevolent chalk or, like or what the motivation behind the chalk was.
I never knew that chalk could have a motivation. That's very interesting.
Well, you know what they say, when you're a hammer, the world's chalk? Is
I
that
was
what it
gonna
is?
say when you're a hammer, the world looks like a piece of chalk. Pezzo di gesso.
Chalk? Yeah,
Multicolored chalk. So
that's where the saying comes from.
yeah, as they say, yes. So, pezzo di
Yes.
gesso is one of the few things I remember how to say in Italian, and only because it's the only thing my brother learned to say in Italian all throughout his Italian classes in school, and he says it all the time. We don't know
I
why.
know, what is
Hey,
that?
oh, this is a kid show. Never
Oh,
mind.
you can't say that?
No, you
I
can't
don't know
say
what it
that.
is. What about, you didn't see nothing?
You
I
didn't
know
see
that one.
nothing. How about yeah, snitches get stitches?
Stitches get snitches. Yeah, I'm from
Uh-huh.
Jersey. I know Italian.
There
I know
you go.
Italian.
Uh-huh. With your
Mhm.
Sfogliadelle. Now go take your Sfogliadelle and get out of
You
here.
kiss your mother with that mouth?
All right. We become evil Italians now. Let me twirl my greasy
It's all
mustache.
the language I know. It's a little bit of Italian and some, Mandarin. Wow. This episode starts out different. Do you wanna jump into it, or do you wanna just, okay, we're talking about Star Trek Scouts, season 1, episode 3, chalk?
I think
Chalk this space
chalk comet,
fireworks,
chalk asteroid.
chalk comet on it like a comet, JR.
Yeah, so chalk asteroid, I guess, right? Because it's asteroids that are
Yeah.
coming towards this school. So
If you
I
haven't
was
seen the episode in a while, Chris, you wanna just give us an episode recap?
well, yeah, I mean, so JR and Rue are, I guess, floating around. I guess they turned the gravity off again because they're flying around the Star Trek Scouts compound, busting holocubes with their bare hands. So, what are these holocubes made of? And anyway,
Photons and force fields.
they're like doing, I guess this is part of their daily calisthenics. This is part of their, I have so many questions about where they are. What liminal space do these kids exist in? But let's get on with the episode. Let's get on with the
Okay,
episode.
I have a theory. Remind
Yeah.
me later.
Okay. All right. So, not joining in is Sprocket because he would rather be lying on the floor on his belly making pictures. He's got a box of crayons and he's coloring. He's doing some artistic stuff. And I have a lot to say about that later, too. And they're just like, hey, Sprocket, dude, we're busting holocubes. What's your problem? Why don't you bust them with us? He's like, I feel like coloring, but if you insist. And then he uses that unreal bionic arm of his, he go gadgets it, and he chops
Go gadget.
all the cubes in succession, and he sets a record. He sets a record for chopping cubes without even getting up. He's coloring with one hand, chopping cubes with the other hand, and he's just like, yeah, deal, because that's me. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden, he's like his moment of triumph is quickly interrupted by an alert. The comet alert, the asteroid alert that he seems to have on his phone goes off again. I sense
Oh,
a
no!
pattern with Star Trek Scouts. I mean,
Oh,
two
no.
two times is a coincidence. Three times, it's a pattern.
When
So
it's the 3rd time, it's your fault, right?
yeah,
Something
I
like that?
guess so. It's somebody's fault. But this time it's a giant piece of chalk from the Sidewalk Nebula. So I'm guessing that they're
Ah.
in an environment that still has sidewalks that people make hopscotch boards on. And that's what I always think of when I think of like chalk on a street.
Yeah,
But
hopscotch.
I grew up in the Bronx, so there was always, some
Mhm.
kind of the hopping game that they did on the
Me, Upper
sidewalks.
West Side.
Upper West Side for you, huh?
Mhm.
So I was in Eastchester, but it was pretty much right in the middle of the Bronx, like smack dab. I've looked it up
Okay,
since.
by the
I
park.
was 9 when we moved out, but we are about
Was
10
that by the
minutes.
hot dog stand?
We were about 10 minutes from Morris Park. Actually, Morris Park was right up the block, which that was our neighborhood.
Mm,
And,
nice.
10 minutes from everything. So Yankee Stadium, 10 minutes away. The Bronx Zoo, 10 minutes away. Botanical Gardens, 10 minutes
Flatbush.
away. Arthur Avenue, 10 minutes away. Anyway,
Yeah.
so this multicolored choice is heading right for the Star Trek Scouts lair
It's heading right for us.
compounds. Right, it's coming right for us.
Mhm.
So they have to decide what they're gonna send to bust up this chalk comet asteroid that's threatening their lives. So they spin the wheel of nonsensical stuff, and the first thing that they
What
land
will it be
upon,
today?
it's an airplane, a paper airplane. They all seem to
Woo!
think this
That's
is a
gotta work,
very
right?
good job. Very good choice, right? It's gonna do a great job.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I guess it's Rue that loads the airplane into the transporter beam thing. You have questions about that too. And they send the airplane off with great fanfare and high hopes, which are soon dashed when the airplane bounces off the end of the chalk, its nose crumpled, and it goes flying away into space. They don't know
That's a
what to
hurdle.
do. They're
It's a
like, "What
rough
do we do?
setback,
What do we
yeah.
do now?" So they spin the wheel of
Mhm.
nonsense again, and it lands on, believe it or not, box crayons. And they're like, "That's a
Oh,
great idea. Chalk,
it's like
crayons,
matter,
maybe."
antimatter, right?
It could be a meet cute, actually. Maybe the
Mhm.
chalk will meet the crayons because they're both kinda colorful,
Aw,
right?
I
And
just got
right? See,
chills.
there you go. I knew you'd love that part. So
Mhm,
that's what I was thinking. So they go to
mhm.
retrieve the crayons from the arsenal that they have, but the crayons are gone. And it turns out that Sprocket's he's not done coloring. I mean, he told them about the comet. They can handle the asteroid. He still has pictures to draw. And they're like, "What are you doing, bro?" And he's like, "Wait, wait, wait. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this." And he says, "I was just finishing up these portraits of you, my best buds." And he hands them pictures of themselves.
Aw.
JR is especially smitten and touched by this picture, this portrait that Sprocket drew of him. And he seems distracted about that for the rest of the episode. But we still, this chalk, it's like it's 1 minute to chalk again. And they still
Oh
have
my
to figure
goodness,
out what
yeah.
to do.
They only got a 4-minute warning, I think,
Right?
right?
They are, yeah. I mean, they need Paolo's Dino Scanner. I mean, not to cross
Yeah,
the streams between Khan and, but if
right.
they had it in, yeah, I don't know when does Scouts take place anyway. So
I think after.
yeah, right? So they should like
Oh.
that dyno scanner should be old news. I
Mhm.
mean, if the dyno scanner can scan the core of SETI Alpha 6 from SETI Alpha 5, it should be able to give you a little bit more advanced chalk warning. That's all I'm saying.
It should.
Anyway,
Maybe you gotta set it for chalk.
maybe wow. That sounds like, something like now I'm going to put this in a D&D campaign. Roll for chalk. Anyway,
Roll for chalk.
we have to see how what's
I
the
rolled an
denouement.
18.
Denouement of
What
this
happens?
episode. You win chalk. Roll for initiative.
Ah, I got
Now
a
you have
4.
to hopscotch down through the
Uh,
dragon's lair. So they have 2 choices left, and as is traditional with Star Trek scouts, they don't spin randomly for the,
oh.
3rd one. They have the choice between a hammer and I think a ball of cat puke, a
Yep,
sticky ball of like a hairball,
slimy hairball.
a slimy
It's almost like
hairball.
Sophie's Choice, right?
Right,
They
yeah.
have a really difficult decision to make.
I mean, maybe a Hobson's choice, a little bit
Maybe.
less charged emotionally for Holocaust survivors.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, who knows
uh,
where the cat is?
he's, "Take my
Sorry to
hairball!
interrupt.
Take my hairball!" Anyway, that was insensitive.
Mm.
So they decide, "Hey, why don't we send the hammer?" Because sometimes when an asteroid's coming, you gotta drop the hammer, right?
Yep,
Right? Now we're
yep.
Italian again. So they shoot the hammer up into space. It goes tumbling end over end until the head of the hammer meets the end of the chalk, and kablooey, the chalk turns to dust, but not just dust. They go out onto their scout's balcony like they always do to see what's coming down, and it's actually fireworks. The chalk somehow turns into a
Wow.
fireworks show. And not only that, JR has no eyes for the fireworks. Everybody's like, Aren't these great?" And he's like, "No," he's looking at his self portrait. And he's like, "This is the greatest thing ever. Thank you so much, Sprocket." and I guess that's the end of the episode.
It's just so
JR,
beautiful.
it's like Echo and Narcissus, right? He's
Mm,
just staring at his reflection, and,
mm.
there are so many lessons to be learned on this one, man. Alright, so first things first, who felt an affinity in this for Sprocket? Do we need to tell people first, how they can contact us before we go on with our
Yeah,
discussion?
you can do a little bit of that, the
Alright,
quick version.
I didn't call anything up, so, let me see, do we have a rundown of
Ah,
from last night? Yes, we do! Hey, we have a new call to
yes.
action, so, first, we'd like to thank everybody
Ooh.
who already supports the show, but if you don't and you'd like to, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. This is where we get our resources so that we can talk about Star Trek Scouts and Star Trek Con and
Star Trek
eventually
Scouts.
Starfleet Academy and anything
Ooh,
else
what
Star
if one
Trek
leads
that's
into the other?
coming
What
down the
if this is a
pike.
prequel to Academy and we don't even know it?
Ooh, it could be, it could be.
Just
So
putting it out there.
patreon.com/Trexploration. You can find all of our membership levels there. And if you choose to support us, we thank you. If you just choose to join the Patreon community for free, we thank you. We just love to have people joining our crew of intrepid Trek explorers. You can also help spread the word about the show by hyping this video. Hype it.
Hype,
Who
hype,
else?
hype, hype,
Who
hype.
else is doing in-depth reviews of Star Trek Scouts? Really? Come on.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel
top
like we're the
that.
only game in town. Top that. You can also join here on the YouTube channel, become a YouTube member.
Join it.
You can do it for free. You can do it as a monetary thing. I'm not really sure how
Yep.
that works, but
One of
there's
us, one of
so
us.
many tiers.
Join,
Google
give them the
Gobble.
credit card number. Forget about it.
That's right, that's right. And then,
That's how
when
that
we're
works.
live, you can join us for super chats if you
Super
follow
chat.
us on this YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@exploration.
Oh, I
What?
know what the super chats not live are called. They're called thanks.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so super chats when
So either
live
one, super chat or
and
thanks or
thanks now.
both.
Give us some thanks right now.
Yeah,
So
and of course, shoebox, right?
and shoebox full of 20s, yes.
Full
You
of
can
20s.
send that to P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 11705. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 11705. If you do join the channel, send us photos. Treksplorationpod@gmail.com. We'll put your photos in the credits. Also, send us comments there or voicemails
Yeah,
or anything that you want.
all the
Um,
things.
you can send us crypto there, I guess. I don't know. I'm just
Mhm.
thinking virtual shoebox full of 20s. You can also, Albie's going to pop it up now, scan this QR code for a one-time paid PayPal donation or this QR code for a one-time Zelle donation. Is that
Ooh,
Zelly?
I'm
Zelly.
not sure.
I like Zelly. Anyway, there's
Yeah,
so many different ways that you can join the Trek community and help support the show and just spread the
Treksploration
word.
of love.
Speaking of pictures, sending photos, I know we kind of already did this unveiling, unboxing, this discovery. We got a package in our PO box from our cadet, Listen
Ooh,
Linda. I forgot to thank all of our current. Oh my God,
oh, you gotta
Linda,
thank 'em.
Willard, I'm so sorry. Oh, what am I thinking? It's
The
like I've never done this
omnipotent
before.
Willard!
Yes, join the ranks, our Trick Explorers, like the omnipotent Willard.
The
He's our
omnipotent
longtime
Willard!
member. You can also become a cadet or a lieutenant commander and join the ranks of
Admiral. You
Listen
can become
Linda
omnipotent. You can be
and
anything you wanna be
cadet
in the Treksploration.
Cadet Rick Tatro, thank you.
Yes, thank
Lieutenant
you.
Commander Scott Seligman, cosplayer dad, and Christian Daljo, and of
Yeah,
course our esteemed Captain, Captain Charles from Texas. I'm sorry I was
Captain
remiss. I
Charles.
almost didn't mention. I'm just so
Get him on
excited
the
about
bridge.
Star Trek Scouts. I'm just so
It is
excited about Star
exciting!
Trek.
Fireworks
All
made
right,
out of chalk! How does
fireworks.
that even work?
I don't know about the physics. I was going to ask you, but you're a more science guy than I am. I'm an
There would have to be
ideas
different
guy.
metals to make different colors
Could it be
and
like, like
explosives. So
when you
this
were in
chalk was much more
chemistry?
dangerous than just
Right?
chalk. Okay,
That's
that's
what
all.
I'm thinking, like, when we were in a chemistry
Mm,
class as a kid, they had,
mhm.
like, this I don't know if it was
Like,
what
you
it
put
was. It was
copper
like
in and it turns green, right?
it was a no, but it was
The
like this
Bunsen burner?
metal that, like, if you
Yeah.
actually had a piece of it, it would, like, burst into flame if it wasn't covered in oil or something. I don't know how this was, like, just hanging around the school, but it
Sodium.
was.
I think it was pure sodium
But it felt yeah, I don't know,
does that, right?
but if I recall, it was solid. So maybe that
Yes.
chalk
It
was
looks like
made out
metal.
of different metals like that. Somebody down
Maybe.
below who's smarter than I am, please comment on what maybe it was magnesium? I think it was
Maybe.
magnesium.
Sodium explodes in water, I
I'd
know.
probably have cancer because of it, but that's beside the
Well, don't
point.
we all? A little bit.
Don't we all a
Yeah.
little bit have cancer? I
Yeah, a
guess
little
so.
bit. A
I
little bit.
mean, it seems to be built into the human condition, so
Yeah.
anyway, I was thinking that could be the reason for the fireworks, but before we got to the fireworks, before we cue those fireworks, I wanted to just say, did anybody else besides me feel a real affinity with Sprocket in this episode?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wasn't exactly an indoor kid because, growing up on the mean streets of the Bronx, you wanted to draw your
Uh-huh.
hopscotch board on the sidewalk. You wanted to go down the block and play wiffle ball. You wanted to go out on the block during the 4th of July when they would literally just take a bucket and dump a whole bunch of fireworks in it and throw a book of matches and run. I
Say, "Go
remember I was
crazy,
there.
toddlers."
Like, see, I liked being out there, with the peoples,
Yeah.
with my friends and neighbors. But
Right.
when
They'd
it
be like, "Oh, you're too
came
young. You're only 4. Here's some bottle
right,
rockets.
but
You
when it
hold
came
them in your
time
hand and hold on as long as you can."
I got in so much trouble once. My mom was like, "If you're gonna go out, be careful and stay away from those fireworks." And she comes out and she catches us actually lighting them and throwing. I was probably 6 or 7 years old.
Yep. I knew a kid who lost a finger, and I knew a kid who lost an eye.
The one thing I realized though is so they're not that sharp. It's not like an M80. It was just like a regular
Mm.
firecracker. And the one I put it over my back to throw, and it exploded in my hand, like, right away, and then you realize you had to twist the fuse a little tighter so it burned a little bit slower, and that way but I think 2 of them blew up in my fingers before I figured that out. Yeah, it just stung a little.
It was great.
Uh,
M80s were like quarter stick of dynamite, and like 4 of them was like 2 sticks of dynamite.
I mean, I think we need to put the thing on the bottom of the screen, "Don't try this at home,
Do
kids,"
not
right?
try this at home,
It's
kids.
almost like that time in the first episode when I told the kids to stick a fork in their head, but, you did
I
you
had a blur and beep and to put a disclaimer. Oh my
It seemed like a
goodness.
good idea at the time. Listen, I
At
was
the
just going where
time,
Star Trek scouts led me.
yeah, we grew up in
Alright?
the '80s. It was a different time.
But so that's all prelude to saying when I saw Sprocket sitting on the floor coloring, it reminded me of me as I started to get
Mm,
into more adolescence. Like we would have to
mhm,
when we moved to the island, we called it summer recreation. And it was
mm,
just like going to day camp essentially at Hidden Pond Park. They had like an ice rink. They still have an ice rink there. Um, and you had different days for different things. So my favorite days were always arts and crafts days. I mean, I suck at sports. So I always felt like low key or high key anxiety whenever I had to play any kind of organized sports besides the wiffle ball I used to play in the Bronx. It just always I hated it. I just freaking hated it. But then there was Arts and
sport's not
Crafts
fun.
Day, and you were able to be colorful and creative, and it was just like you were coming home. And
Mhm,
why couldn't every day be Arts and Crafts Day? So when I saw Sprocket sitting there, they're all doing their judo, hi-ya, chop, 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 sporty crap. He's just like, "Can you just let me be? I just wanna
mhm,
draw pictures. I
mhm,
just wanna draw pictures."
mm.
So, we forgot, speaking of drawing pictures, um, we had the unveiling, got 'em all over the place.
Yeah, but
I
not everybody watches every show on the
right,
network, so you don't
right.
know.
So you might have seen this on our review of Con for Magical Thinking.
Con!
Getting back to Listen Linda, our cadet, and getting back to, Sprocket's portraits, if you watch this episode, Sprocket makes these portraits that have a very distinct artistic style,
They
and
do.
our cadet, Listen Linda, sent us beautiful Sprocket-like portraits.
Oh,
So there I am
it's
in
Chris.
Sprocket style. We're gonna call this Sprocket style. She also made a picture of my sweet, sweet beanie.
Penny, 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 penny,
Beanie,
penny. Oh,
Penelope.
penny, 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 penny,
And
penny.
then we have the family Burge coming. I put it back in your envelope.
Yay.
I have to unenvelope it
All right.
because I didn't want to forget to mail it, you see. We have the inimitable Albie Burge. I like this one. You kinda look like you're the most Picasso of us all.
It's
I think she
beautiful.
captured your glasses. I think
It's
it's fantastic.
beautiful.
Isn't it the most amazing thing? And, of
The
course, the
hair, she got the
one,
hair right.
the only, save the best for last, Rennie.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I
So, I
love
don't know,
it.
Linda, you are one talented artiste. The fact
Man.
when we unveiled these for the con episode, I was just like, "This is great." Then I saw this episode of Star Trek Scouts, and I was like, "Linda's watching ahead," and gosh, I wish I had known because I would have unwrapped them then, but we can
Well,
still
that
see them.
goes to show we're unwrapping them live on the show. We don't
Yep.
know.
We
We
don't know
got no
what's
heads
going
up.
on. My favorite thing is to get something in the post office box and then have to sit
Mhm.
on it for, like, a week because we can't record yet, and it's just like
Yeah.
this little ball of joy and anticipation, and
Joy and
thank you.
beauty. It's so
Lis
beautiful.
Listen, Linda, thank you so much for the work that you
Thank
put in on
you.
these and
It is
for
amazing.
all the
They
support that
will
you give
go
our
on our
show.
mantle,
I'm gonna
on
put
our
Penny
wall of
right
fame. It will
here.
be framed.
Penny's gonna
There
be
will be
flanked by s
there will
Perky
be LED bulbs over top of them. There will be UV protecting glass between the bulb and the art.
I guess I can put, me down here with Kyle Rayner, Green
If
Lantern.
I'm ever evacuating from a fire, I'm gonna grab my daughter first, and then those 2 pictures.
Oh, obviously, you don't like Linda, you don't respect her enough. Okay. Alright, we know where you stand now, Albie. Your daughter first. Pff,
Second, second, second,
jeez.
second,
Okay.
second.
Just depends on the hour. So, were you like
Yeah.
that as a kid? Did you have, like, a particular thing that
I
made you
was
feel good?
artistic,
Mhm.
um, glittery, entertainer, magician, engineer. So, like, I would, like, understand how, like, let's say, a disappearing cabinet would work. So, I would grab cardboard boxes and a steak knife and that brown packing tape we had back then and create the whole illusion in cardboard, and then convince one of the girls in the neighborhood to be my assistant.
One of the
So,
girls in the
kinda, yeah.
neighborhood, huh?
Yeah. I'd be like, "You go there's this door, you stand over here."
Can you how small can you make yourself?
Let's just
How
say
tight
these boxes were
can you
good.
punch your legs to your chest?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I made them as good as I could for being, like, 6 and 7 years old.
That's good. You're
But,
basically
back then,
Calvin.
everything was made out of construction paper, and it looked real.
You were Spaceman Spiff is what you
Yeah,
were.
I'm glad there was no social media back then.
Ah, no, you would be legendary if there were social media
That's
back
true, I
then.
would be legendary.
You would have been a
Dairy.
meme at this point.
I would have been. I should be already. I mean, come on. The things I do?
So, I'm telling you, man. I'm
It's
telling
me and
you,
Kaufman, the 2 of us.
you're just,
We're like
you were before your time, man. Before
I
your time.
was,
Yeah.
before my time. But that's beautiful. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much, Linda. They're absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm going to maybe dedicate this area here. I'll find
Ooh,
some frames and I'll maybe
that'll be
move the
nice.
old playbills. And so anyway, so yeah, these are fantastic drawings, and they're Sprocket originals, really. I'm surprised that Star Trek Scouts hasn't put a C and D letter
I I
to
I think
Linda.
we know, that Listen Linda is, like, the ship's teacher, I believe, but I guess, like, her specialty is maybe drawing great people from history.
I think that maybe you shouldn't compare her to Keiko O'Brien
Oh, and McGivers,
and McGivers. Okay, I think McGivers is
MacGyvers.
better, but I
We
think
have our own MacGyvers.
yeah, I think that she would have done a better portrait of Khan,
Probably. Oh, that's what
probably.
we gotta do next.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine the Picasso Khan? That
Oh,
would
that'd
have
be
been
great.
amazing. That would have
Now,
been
Linda, we just need our profile round picture on YouTube. There you go. With Albie and Chris.
We're not making requests, Linda. You put enough work into these already. Thank you very
Oh my
much.
goodness. She
You've
is the
done more than
best. I
enough
want a
already.
T-shirt. I
More than
want a
enough already.
poster. I don't know, I tell you. I think she might have designed the, holiday card this year, I'm just saying.
I really loved drawing as a kid, and I was pretty good at it as I got older, but I could never have drawn anything like these when I was a kid, ever.
I
So,
don't know how she did it. It's
she's
amazing.
a true sprocket. So, yeah, so tell me where these kids live. Like, why are they here?
Okay.
This is the 3rd time we've had an asteroid heading right towards they call it their school finally. They've never called it a
Yeah,
school before.
they're in a school, that's new.
Okay, that's new. Alright.
And we see an exterior shot, and it looks like an Earth-like planet, right?
Yeah,
And there are some kind of like, because Rennie pointed this out, she's good at geography. There are some continent-looking things that look kind of like Earth continents, and we
okay,
figured out that if the school is where it is, where we think these continents are, it's somewhere in, like, North Africa. Uh,
okay. Hmm.
like, maybe right underneath Europe is where this place is, but the scale is way off. This school takes up, what, maybe a fifth of the surface of the land mass of the Earth?
I it seems to me
Right.
that we're existing in either a planet that's like the Little Prince, where you can walk around it in 17 or 35 steps. I think that's what was like Little
Mhm.
Prince had that little planet,
It looked like it.
right? But just a little bit more tech. Or they are I have two suppositions here.
Alright.
They're both predicated on the fact that these kids are either in some kind of jail or purgatory. All right? So
Purgatory,
they
man,
seem
that's kinda
happy,
sad.
but it's just the 3 of them in this space that is always under constant threat, and they have these times of activity interrupted by danger. So is there some kind of, I don't know, omnipotent force like a Metron or
The
Q?
omnipotent Willard!
Are they testing them? Is this a punishment and they are doomed to repeat the same experiment over and over and over again? Like, if you look at it, they're sort of like in a hell. They're in a purgatory that they
Yeah,
can't escape.
this is a hell because maybe every so often, they can't stop the impact, and
Oh, I can't wait to see that
they all
Scouts.
die, and then it reboots, and they have to
Right.
go through it all over
So that's the
again.
other thing. Are they just a simulation and don't know it? Like you think we are. You think we're a simulation and don't know it.
A lot of times, I think it's, maybe valid.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that
You're
there's more going on here because there's no supervision. There's no curriculum. They're just left to
just
dick
them trying
around,
to not
do
die
yeah,
over and
doing
over
whatever,
again.
and then all of a sudden, oh look, we have to save the world. Like,
And there's only 3 of them, not including the pets, right? Because then we got 3 pets, I
right,
think?
we have the
Yeah.
Targ, Bubbles, I think was
Y
the Targ. Then
Bubbles,
the
which is my
turtle,
favorite. Turtle,
I
which
forgot
is
the turtle's
named,
name.
I think Hawking, I'm gonna
Star
guess. Uh,
and the puppy
Puppy.
and the
Puppy
pup
is
pup.
named French fries, I think. Um, but
Just a
but
puppy named French fry.
we don't see any place else but the bridge, and they're always trapped in the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, where do they poo? Do
Where do they
they
sleep?
you know where they poo? They poo in the transporter beam. That's another thing I have a question about.
That's what they gotta throw
Right,
at the
right.
next asteroid.
That's what they fling at each other. That's really it's
Right.
just this is like a skin on top of, like, the hellscape that they live in. It's almost like, seeing beyond the matrix, right?
Yeah, maybe
So,
they took the multicolor pill?
right, maybe they took the
Like
maybe
the chalk.
yeah, that's there you go. There's the chalk. So, but it's because it's always something festive coming at them, and if
This
they
series is much darker than we
right?
originally thought.
We don't know what the hell still what happened to Sprocket's arm.
No,
The fact that it's
that might
now
have been how
yeah,
he got to purgatory where he is,
right?
or
Or,
hell. This
yeah,
might be hell. I'm
you
sorry,
think it
Chris,
could
this
be
might
hell?
be hell.
I didn't see Crowley anywhere. Maybe Rowena's running the
Not
show
yet.
now. I don't know. I don't
Maybe he's the pig, maybe he's Bubbles.
wow, imagine if
What
at the end of each episode, when they faded to black, one of the animals expanded into some kind of, like, demonic presence
hmm,
to tell them, "You've done wrong again. We're going to reset you," and
what
back to 1.
what could these kids have done so wrong to end up in this place?
Could it be that they're not kids at all? And they've been given these childlike avatars to try to awaken some sense of, hope
Mhm.
and optimism and sort of that childlike innocence.
To get
And
down to the core being who they are so they
right,
can
right,
learn.
right, to reawaken that part of their black souls.
What if, like you mentioned simulation, maybe this isn't a simulation as much as it's a simulation inside of reality and it's some kind of punishment. Maybe something like, what
Like
was that movie where
O'Brien,
Sylvester Stallone was frozen?
Judge Dredd.
Was it? Okay.
No, I don't
And
know.
it was that or The Demolition Man. I always
The
get
one
those 2
didn't wasn't
confused.
Sandra Bullock in that one?
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
in one of
yeah,
them.
I remember that, yeah.
But, like, maybe it's like a punishment and they're criminals and they're adults,
Right.
but their torture is some kinda to learn a lesson over and over again about maybe different states of matter and what
What
destroys meatballs? Okay, my thing's falling apart here, but help me
No,
with
I
this.
don't think no, I think that's sure. I think it's like they give you a seemingly ludicrous task and
Right.
then give you, like, the worst tools available to deal with it, and you still have to triumph somehow.
Mhm.
So, it could be like that episode of DS9 where, O'Brien has to go through that prison sentence, but it all happens inside his head in, like, 35
Right.
minutes. But he's traumatized for
Or
the rest of his life because he murdered his cellmate for some food.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
And, ex post facto, Tom Paris, he has to
Of course,
repeat it
I mean,
over and over
but
again.
but of course, I've never seen that one, so we'll
Oh, it's
have
a
to
great one. It's, kinda black and white sometimes, and, I won't give it away, but Tom Paris is sentenced to, watching the murder that he committed through the victim's eyes over and over and over again.
wow, wow,
Yeah, it's heavy.
some deep
So,
stuff. Not
I
as
think
deep as
something like
Scouts, but
that is
still
going
pretty
on
deep.
here.
Yeah,
But
alright.
how long before they let us in on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that they're calling it a school, it implies
School.
that
School.
they have a lesson to learn,
Yes, they're learning.
right?
Maybe learning about what they did and maybe
Right.
more about themselves,
Maybe
actually.
you should think about what you did in between asteroids. So, I
The
wonder if,
chalk and
like,
the hammer. The chalk
when they
and the hammer.
get to go out onto the observation deck.
It's still a cage. They
Yeah,
they
it's
can't
still
go
okay.
past
They
there.
can't go past it, and those
No.
fireworks coming down, who knows if
Mhm,
it's like magnesium that's burning through the atmosphere, it could land on their skin and burn them.
mhm.
But
Did
fight
Bubbles eat any of the fireworks?
not that I saw, but I
'Cause
wouldn't put
Bubbles
it
can
past
float.
Bubbles.
She can float.
Bubbles can float. See, Bubbles can be their ticket out of there. If they
Bubble
just
might be
held
the
on to
warden.
Bubbles, Bubbles could like it could be like Lex Luthor busting out of jail in Superman 2 on a hot air
Mhm,
balloon,
mhm.
right?
Trash bags.
Trash bags, yeah, hot. So, hot targ balloon.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think again that, we're only just touching the bare surface of Star Trek Scouts. I
Is it one of these kinda things that they're gonna let us in on during the season, or are they just gonna, like, at the end of, like, say, season 1, "Dun, dun, dun, you had no idea."
I really think that they're gonna keep it subtle. I think it's gonna be just
Okay.
context clues that because it really is aimed at, like, four-year-olds out there.
That's
So,
what they say, but I don't think
they
so.
need to program them subtly, right? So that they
But it
have to
wouldn't be
learn
this
their
heavy if it
lesson.
was for kids, really. I mean, kids can watch it because pretty colors, but it wouldn't be this heavy with all this backstory and lore that we're discovering.
I don't know. It could be Wagnerian, like, it could be all pretty dragons and Rhine maidens and gold rings and, rainbow bridges,
Mhm,
but, some deep effed up stuff going on amidst
mhm.
all that. So, I don't know. I don't know. I feel it's epic. And it's funny because I think about it and I say to myself, "Oh, how long are we gonna keep this gag going
Mhm.
about Scouts being serious?" But then I watch the episodes and I say, "There's really something going on here."
There is.
I think we started
Well,
it as a joke, but what
see,
the
we're
F
just
with
more
this space?
observant than others, I think, because this isn't really getting out, but I think JR, um, there's the theory that he's Jack Ransom, but,
Yeah.
if he is or isn't, we don't know yet, but he sees this picture of what he thinks is himself, or we think is himself, and he cries, and he thinks it's beautiful.
Right?
Is he experiencing the beauty that comes from the one joy that he had in his life, but lost?
Or wow, that's a good point. Why is he so obsessed with that portrait of himself? Could it be that he's got this ingrained self-loathing because of some undisclosed past deed?
Some
And
maybe
it took Sprocket seeing him in a different light to give JR a different context in which he could view himself. And now it's like he can't look away because it would never occur to him to see himself this way.
what if JR has some kinda dysmorphia, and when he saw the picture, he saw that he was actually beautiful? Maybe that's something.
Maybe the pictures weren't Picasso-esque at all. Maybe that's how JR sees himself.
Exactly.
Holy crap.
And, Sprocket is just very observant.
Yeah, or, could Sprocket now could that bionic arm be wait a minute. Could
I
that
just thought of
bionic arm
something.
be just, that's like it's supposed to be the only but maybe he's like a Terminator. Maybe the skin is just the skin, and he's the warden that's got to keep them in line, and
He's their keeper.
yeah, he's their keeper, and
He's
he's
their
the one that's
matron
trying
and
to
Mama Morton.
that's why he's the one that's always seeing the flying towards the state. He's got the asteroid detector.
Right, he's the one that
He's
has the information.
right, so he's the one that spurs them. He's the one that resets the tests for them.
I just thought of something.
Do you think he's double agent? You think that he's a prisoner too, but he's gotta work help them work through their stuff so he can get out?
Maybe that's his task. Maybe he's the mole.
Wow. Wow. What did you think of?
I just realized, is there a picture of the artist, or did he just make it of the other 2?
I
Did
should
Sprocket
have
make a picture of
of
himself?
himself. I'm trying to remember, if I can
I don't
even
remember a Sprocket
was there
drawing.
even a picture of Root? I'm sure he gave it to her, but did we see it?
I think we did.
Okay. Alright.
I
Alright.
wanna say we did. I have the memory of we did,
Alright. Or is it
but there was no Sprocket drawing that I can remember. Now, I've only seen this 3 times, so I'm not, positive.
I mean,
What could that mean? Is he afraid to see himself?
I it could be. It could be that it's easier for him to focus on the problems of others and showing them a way as opposed to focusing on himself, because that takes work and courage when he can just be the hero and distract himself and give them joy.
When
And
he lost this limb,
yeah, that's
maybe he hasn't worked through the trauma of that yet, and if he doesn't look at it, it's not real, and if he drew himself, would he draw himself with the artificial limb or
is this do you think this is like a spoilers for a 19, 20, 30-year-old movie? Do you think, like, this is, like, he's, like, the end of Jacob's Ladder? You remember Jacob's Ladder with Tim Roth, I think?
think so,
And,
yeah.
and sometimes the devils are angels trying to set you free, and, we discovered that, Tim Roth is actually wounded and bleeding out, and we're just seeing his last moments of consciousness before he fades
Big
into
Fish source code.
death. Do you think that Sprocket is, like,
Mhm.
on a gurney somewhere, maybe in the Dominion War, with his arm completely ripped off? They threw it in the pile with Nog's leg, and
And Julian
he's
just gave him
bleeding
some really
out,
good stuff.
right? He's bleeding out, and this is the coping mechanism that his mind is generating.
His brain gave it to him to make it okay.
Right, right, right.
So he's bleeding out because he lost his limb, but his brain thinks he got his limb back and he woke up, but he's not.
Right, right, and
He's
again, this is all
Sprocket's never
within
gonna
this
wake
is
up.
like split seconds before he
Yeah.
fades,
Well,
before he
it's like
shuffles off his mortal coil.
yeah, it's like Inception. It's just the time in that thought realm takes so
Mm.
much time in there, but outside it's just seconds to us.
Yeah, right, to an android, that is a very long time indeed.
It is a very
Yes,
long time.
so
So where does is it Rue? Where does she come in all this?
I don't know, maybe she's bad too. She's always on it like a comet,
She is
so
on it like a comet.
and here's the other
But
thing, she's the one that's always gotta man the guns.
right.
Right. So this is another question I have about the technology here. It's a
All right.
transporter beam. So
Mhm.
why do they need to have it like a pistol or like a howitzer aimed at the asteroid coming in, whatever that asteroid might be, when they
Mhm.
can just beam it up, because beaming is omnidirectional. Like, you don't
It
need
is
to
omnidirectional
aim
if
a transporter beam.
O'Brien is to be believed.
Yeah. So I don't know. And so it's almost like she's stuck being the aggressor. Like, why she's gotta load the stuff, she's gotta find the ammo, she's gotta load it, she's gotta set the coordinates, she's gotta pull back the lever that is basically just like the transporter thing. Scotty does that or Kyle does that. So
What if this lesson she's learning now, I'm not talking about, like, the simulation with the punishment and the incarceration. I'm thinking of the afterlife learn a lesson in purgatory, whether you come back or you go on. What if it is the fact that she did not defend herself or someone when she should have?
Holy, that's deep.
So that's what caused her demise and maybe the demise of people around her. So
So
maybe
oh,
she's
wait.
learning to be at least defensive, not violent, but defensive.
So you're saying that they're all going through their own death throes in
Yes.
some different way, but they've all
Yes.
come together. They're conscious of whatever the essence of whatever makes them them has come together in this school
School.
to interact with one another, but they could
Mhm.
be light years apart and in different times. And do you
Absolutely.
notice how Sprocket is always smiling and laughing? I mean, he doesn't seem to have a
As a
lot of
Vulcan,
Vulcan discipline.
yeah, so
I wonder if he
a
comes
Vulcan wouldn't do
maybe.
that. Would a Vulcan child do that? I think so, from what we know about, like, from Star Trek 2009 when all the kids were very logical to
Mm,
Spock.
Spock was very weepy in Discovery, little Spock.
Yeah, half human.
Yeah, but that's his half human part. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe Sprocket comes from what was the episode of Enterprise when they find the Vulcans that are emotional?
Emotional?
Yeah, the emotional Vulcans. I think it's the one
Yeah.
where T'Pol gets assaulted with the mind
Yeah,
meld,
the mind meld.
and then she gets the Benai syndrome.
Yep.
Yeah, so, but they had a couple of Vulcans on there that were embraced their emotions and didn't follow the teachings of Surak. There was especially a great guest star. He was the one that I think Trip, because he was the engineer, and he was really good. So maybe Sprocket is that guy's inner child, or
Mhm.
part of maybe that community went on in some kind of generational shift.
Well, I was just thinking, what if something tragic happened to this young Vulcan? I know he lost an arm, but what if it was like due to bullying because he wanted to be himself, which wasn't all logic and proper. He just wanted to be a kid, and that's what happened to him.
I see. I think that we need to see more of what being a
Yeah,
kid is on Vulcan.
yeah,
We should
that's
probably
true.
watch Yesteryear. I think Dorothy, since Dorothy is like basically invented Vulcans or fleshed them out more than
Yeah.
anybody. Do
One
you,
of these Saturdays coming out,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, maybe. I think Yesteryear is the next one that we have to watch. So
It is.
we
It's
do
next
get.
in
I think
order.
we get so much more Vulcan in that than we do in anything else.
Yeah,
No.
smiling Vulcan. Who's the most famous smiling Vulcan? Laughing Vulcan, even.
Oh, wait a minute now.
What
Come
if
on. You think?
not Cybok,
Oh.
Cyborg Bach?
I I think you win scouts this time out. You win. Poor fuck. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that blew my mind, man. You blew my mind up.
It's possible. It's
I'm telling
possible.
you.
But if it is Cyborg Bach, then, then he eventually gets out of this hell
Hmm.
if it's age appropriate and it's not like in a mind thing where you regress and he's okay. I don't know.
Uh,
Now I'm worried about all the 3 kids. The
well,
pets I don't think would be real, but they do say all targs do go to heaven.
all right. Well, maybe the pets are something that they're specifically. It's like what do they call those electronic pets that they used to
Familiar.
have
Oh,
when my
yeah,
nephews were young?
Itchigami,
I don't know, but the thing is,
Ichi
if you didn't pay attention to them, they would actually die.
Takegami,
Ta-
Teki.
Tachaguchi,
That's it.
Tachakuchi.
Nadia Comaneci.
Anyway,
Tachycardia.
maybe they each have their own animal. Okay, so there are
Mhm.
two possibilities here.
Are they spirit guides?
That was one. That could be
Okay.
the spirit guides trying to
I
lead
see
them
where
to a
you're
better
going.
place,
Mhm.
or if this is a punishment situation,
Mhm.
they're burdened with the responsibility of keeping these things alive. Like they have to think of something besides themselves. So it could be a way to teach them how to grow and learn and to be less selfish as well.
Mhm.
Because I can tell you, when you have a Bichon to take care of, I don't know what
Penny,
it's like
penny,
with
penny, penny,
kids,
penny,
but
penny.
man, that Bichon is she'll take over your life. Yeah. So
You need to get you
I
need to get Penny that outfit that Linda drew. Just saying.
I need to get Penny some hair dye to have her
Yeah.
match. Yeah. I think she'd look good in yellow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love it.
Sweet kid.
Um, okay, so another theory.
Uh-oh.
What if they're in the game, from Deep Space Nine?
Alan Moraine?
Yeah, the Alan Moraine game
Move along home.
or something similar. What if they're like 3 actual adult cadets or, officers, and they're down on a planet and whoosh, whoosh, white, and then this is happening?
All right, I think everything we've said to this far is pretty plausible. That's just ridiculous.
Okay,
All
that's
right,
true, that's
stop.
true.
All right, don't embarrass
That's
yourself.
true, I went a little too
You
far
went a
with
little
that
too
one.
far. I mean, there's speculation, and then there's just come on.
Yeah, I was reaching in that one.
I thought you might be. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
overall, I think it was a pretty good episode. I was surprised that they did use the hammer, even though I did see it in a preview. I forgot because I was pretty much like really into the wheel part.
mm,
What else was on the wheel? We had like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
no, we had
a paper airplane,
the paper airplane, the crayons, the hairball, the stinky hairball, and the hammer.
and the hammer.
Yeah. So
Now,
what's
do they
what
get to use the hairball again in the future, or is just like random objects
I don't know. And
regenerated every
so yeah,
time?
where's his hairball coming from? Like, where do they get this
I didn't
ammo?
see a cat,
That's what I'm saying. Do cats exist here?
and they didn't just say hairball; they said cat hairball.
Exactly. So if dogs exist, cats
Hmm.
probably exist.
Gary Seven has a cat, right?
Ooh, could it be ISIS?
Could be.
Do you think that it's Will Wheaton coming back as the traveler?
Ooh, he's gonna save them all.
I don't know. I don't know. Didn't they conflate in Prodigy? Didn't they
Mhm.
put Will Wesley? They
Yep,
turned him into a Gary Seven, right?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So again, spoilers for Prodigy. Sorry, gang.
Spoilers. Um, I wanna see an episode where they're not on the bridge. That might give us
I
more
don't think they
idea.
can leave the
What
bridge. That's the thing.
that's the thing, and that's what scares me. That's what this it's supposed to be some kinda children's show, but it's
Yeah,
actually like a, psychological thriller,
it's like
at least, if not a horror.
right, the Twilight Zone. 7 characters in search of an exit.
5, yep,
Or is it
in a
5? I don't
box somewhere.
remember. It's been a
Yeah,
long
5
time since I've
characters in
seen it.
yeah, they're in the Salvation Army box.
Yeah, yeah, the toys in a bin.
That's what this is. I think you
Ah,
called it.
wow.
Because has Star Trek done that yet?
Star Trek's done everything.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna do puppets for Christ's sake next season.
Ooh,
Huh,
alright.
so many
Man,
s I'm
this is
telling you,
this
there is
it's
more to
getting me.
Scouts.
It's getting me. And there's another one coming. What
Yes.
episode is next, Chris?
It's a piñata episode. Oddly enough, on Star Trek Scouts, there seems to be some killer asteroid heading towards the school that the
School.
children have to, you know, mitigate,
Yep.
to prevent this disaster.
Yes. I think this is like a Lost thing and a Hatch thing, and they gotta type in the number every time. That might be what's going on.
Make your own
Some
kind
kind of
of, asteroid?
yeah.
Make your own
Make your
kind of
own kind of
comet.
hammers.
Ham. Right.
Mix them with slimy cat hairballs.
So do you think that there will be something or like a moment where Rue is just like, "No, I refuse to take up arms any longer."
That might be how it ends.
And what if something live is coming at them? Like, what if it's like one of those
Yeah,
space moths from
do
Strange
they
New
kill it?
Worlds? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
do
Did
they
they
just kill
murder
it?
it? How do they know this chalk isn't sentient?
Chalk was alive at one point, right?
And Horta does look like a rock, right?
It
So,
does. No kill eye.
right? So they don't know. You'd think they would scan it anyway.
Yeah, they should scan well, it's they only got 4 minutes, that's the thing. Why does it repeat every 4 minutes? What's this first episode of Battlestar
Right. Was it
proper?
22 minutes? I think it's
Something
22
like that,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Over and over again. Maybe it's just trying to break them. If this is every 4 minutes, well, they get a minute or so in
They get a minute
between
or so
because
to like thinking that they can relax.
yeah, but then
So,
boom, the
boom.
phone goes off.
And it's just like, "Oh, no, not again."
What
This is
if
Sisyphean is what it is. They're
it
rolling
is,
that rock
you're
right
rolling it up the
right
hill,
and
comes right back down,
take
and
that.
it seems to be.
Take that hot shot.
Just thought of something.
Okay. All right.
Sprocket is the one holding the phone, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
That displays what's coming towards him. He was just trying to draw. They were bothering him. What if he is the one sending these asteroids
Wow.
towards
Do you
them?
think he's summoning them or is he creating them?
He might be creating them. Do we as far as we know, none of them has hit so far.
Wait, he's a Vulcan. he might be implanting images in their minds to distract them because Vulcans can do that, right? They're touch telepaths. I mean, Spock did it
Yeah.
through a wall once to a guard,
Listen to me.
right?
You did it through the air, through the
Mhm.
space, through
He
the
did, and
vacuum.
he did it on the animated series.
Yeah.
We did it with
Yeah.
a
Listen to
cloud.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
listen to me.
So we've seen him do it both in the in TOS and TAS.
So we might have an unreliable narrator in Sprocket.
I hate to say this, but I think that Sprocket is the key here because I've gone ahead an episode. Once again,
I
very
haven't seen the pickle one. Don't spoil it.
I'm
It's pickle, right?
just gonna say it's Sprocket heavy.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. I'm
Yeah.
trying to watch them one at a time while we record because I don't want to have it influence my theories.
Okay. All right. All right. So,
So,
always more to get out of Star Trek Scouts.
wow. Okay, is it time for final thoughts and ratings on this one?
Sure. I think it is. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Um, the first few times I watched this one, I thought it was fun. I was obsessed with the drawings and the art, and I felt like I knew Sprocket a little bit more because he was like enjoying what brought him joy. And I felt that, and I felt like a kindred spirit with him. But then, of course, it gets interrupted with the chalk, which for me, chalk, it's just a bad. Well, I guess they say comet, right, or what? Asteroid, asteroid.
Asteroid.
Just a weird asteroid, but so far it's the most plausible asteroid we've seen because there's not usually meatball asteroids, but there are mineral asteroids,
So are you?
right?
But you said it's. Could you call it a bad steroid?
It was. Um, man, so many theories are going around. What if the lesson is let it hit? If that chalk would have hit the dome, probably would have been all right as chalk, right?
No, because once it hit the atmosphere, it turned into fireworks. It could have. They would have died in a horrible conflagration.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Flagration. You know that word that I'm trying to say.
So I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. Beautiful drawings from Listen Linda.
Oh. Well, I have to say, I think that once again, Scouts is showing us more than we anticipated, and
Mhm.
I think we're barely scratching the surface here. I think more elements are going to be introduced to hopefully flesh out the individual stories of these characters. Sprocket seems to be the focus now, but who knows
Yeah.
how many episodes they have up their sleeves, and we got to figure out what JR is doing there. We got to figure out what's Rue's whole deal, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that we're going to get some more focus on these different characters. And I'm looking forward to seeing the nuance that they display. I think you're really onto something with maybe Rue not being able to defend something
Yes.
in her life. But that being said,
Future episodes.
yeah,
Next episode. Okay, without spoiling it, tease it for the people at home, the crew
I
at home.
well, let me give my rating.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Ah, man,
I'm emotional.
yeah, it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna give this one. I think this one gives us even more than Scouts has given us before because it's everything's opening up now. I'm gonna give it 4 dismembered Sprocket's arms in the real world where he's bleeding out of 5. Yeah.
And we're thinking this is the Dominion War, right?
I'm I just, DS9, so
Yeah.
that's my default. It could be the Romulan Wars, we don't know. It could be way
Oh,
back in Archer times, in Archer
could
days, I don't
be,
know.
could be.
So, I mean,
We'll have to keep watching the
there's
series. I'm
no
hooked.
shortage of wars in Star Trek.
I'm hooked.
So, but yeah. So, yeah, not to spoil it, but, the next episode is, I think, Pinata? Party Pinata? Asteroid? Something
I
like
thought
that?
I read pickle. Did I read that wrong?
Maybe pickle. Well,
Definitely a P word. Pretzels, parsnips, pizza,
parsnips are so good.
peanut butter and jelly,
I know there's a J.
marzipan. Does that count? No, that's one word.
Parzaman? It's Parzaman.
Parzaman boxers. So,
That's how my 3-year-old nephew says Parmesan, Parzaman. That's
oh, I like
I don't
it.
have a 3-year-old nephew, I'm only making that up.
That's what my great aunt Ida used to call it, which is weird. That's it for this episode of Star Trek Scouts. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, everybody out there, comment below, tell us what you think.
People dismissed it at first, but I think this is becoming one of the best modern day Star Treks that we have.
There's a lot more to discuss here than we ever saw in Discovery, and
Yeah,
we've only had, I think, 13 minutes of scouts in total.
I don't know about you, but after this, I'm gonna go watch the, pickle pretzel parsnip one.
Right.
That's how much I don't know. I'm not spoiled, so
Give us your thoughts here on youtube.com/@Treksploration. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Treksploration. Email us treksplorationpod@gmail.com.
send us those pics
Send us
like
them
Linda did.
pics, send us those theories, send us your manifesto to P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York,
Shoe boxes.
11705. And shoe boxes full of manifestos and
Yep.
exploding chalk. Send us no, don't
Mhm.
send any explosives through the mail. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Only 20s.
Only 20s.
Non-sequential, numbers.
Non-sequential serial numbers, please, and no die
Yes.
packs. All right,
No.
we've been watching too many heist movies. I think it might be time to wrap this one up.
Yep.
They all tried to rob a bank.
It's possible.
They all tried to rob an asteroid bank.
There's more to it. We
Uh,
know there's more to it
there
than
we
what
go.
they're showing
I'm
us.
telling you.
So this this is reminding me of Lost,
Yeah,
where you had to be and watch her every week and know what's going on. So
we can
I
go
love it.
on and on and on and on and on. We need to be more focused, like Rue's transporter howitzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek Scouts. Okay, for
so we're learning and we're
Boldly
growing
going.
and we're boldly going.
boldly going. Star Trek Scouts. Woo!